Ahead of Prime Minister Modi's visit to the United States of America, the Indian government has officially rejected any idea of having a BRICS currency. India's bold move comes after the BRICS nations, consisting of Brazil, Russia, China and South Africa, along with India, were reportedly mulling the possibility of creating a new currency to reduce their reliance on the US dollar. Firmly opposing any proposal for a BRICS currency, Union Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal completely shut down speculations about a bloc-wide monetary unit. He stated, quote, "We are on record. We do not support any BRICS currency. Imagine us having a currency shared with China. We have no plans. It is impossible to think of a BRICS currency," unquote. The decision aligns with India's broader pragmatic strategy as it balances engagements with the global south, being a part of the BRICS, while also safeguarding its economic ties with the United States of America. Remember, US President Donald Trump has repeatedly threatened to take action against BRICS member nations by levying 100% tariffs if needed. But now, India has outrightly rejected the idea of avoiding the US dollar as it aims to prevent Trump's retaliatory measures. After the White House imposed a 10% duty on Chinese goods this week, Beijing has now hit back, raising tariffs on American LNG, coal, crude oil and farm equipment, among others. So does India stand to gain from the eruption of a fresh trade war between the US and China? Will it create more opportunities for India? Actually, India stands to gain substantially from these trade diversions and the US-China economic fallout, emerging as a key beneficiary of such export operations. Exporters have expressed optimism about a surge in orders due to American buyers looking for alternative suppliers after the rising costs of Chinese goods. Custom duty reductions on products like motorcycles, satellite ground installations, and scrap metals announced in the Union budget is expected to encourage American imports into India. Now, Prime Minister Modi's upcoming visit to the United States and ongoing trade negotiations could determine how much India truly stands to gain from this shifting economic landscape. Government officials revealed to The Hindu, in order to avoid a potential trade war, Modi is in fact gearing up to urge Donald Trump for tariff concessions, as well as seeking a mini trade deal or agreement. To boost US imports, the Union government might introduce tariff cuts on dozen sectors in line with the country's own domestic production plans. India is also reviewing surcharges on more than 30 high-value items, including luxury cars and solar cells. In a statement released on 10th of February, Prime Minister Modi asserted, quote, "This visit will be an opportunity to build upon the success of our collaboration in his or Trump's first term," unquote. India-US trade relations are booming. The two sides touched a record level of goods and services trade worth $190 billion in 2023, with India posting a surplus of $32 billion. Donald Trump's priority on trade and focus on the Middle East also makes India's flagship IMEC project very important for the new US administration. One of the top items on agenda during the Modi-Trump talks could be the India-Middle East-Europe Economic Corridor, or IMEC, a multinational infrastructure initiative which is popularly known as a counter to China's Belt and Road Initiative. Remember, the 4,500-kilometer trade route connects India, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Israel, and then Europe. But what else is on the table? India might aim to speak on acquiring and co-producing Stryker combat vehicles, as well as finalizing the GE fighter jet engine agreement. The White House explicitly urged India to increase its procurement of American-made defense equipment, indicating the White House's desire to bolster the existing strategic military cooperation. After Prime Minister Modi and Trump held a telephonic conversation last month, the White House stated, quote, "The President emphasized the importance of India increasing its procurement of American-made security equipment and moving towards a fair bilateral trading relationship," unquote. Also used by the US Army, Stryker combat vehicles manufactured by General Dynamics have been a part of protracted discussions between New Delhi and Washington for its co-production in India. Sources revealed to Reuters, quote, "The plan envisages that India will acquire a few hundred Strykers with a mounted anti-tank guided missile system and later co-produce them through a state-run firm," unquote. The Defense Ministry had a three-phase program in mind, resulting in the joint manufacturing process in India, simultaneously pushing its Make in India initiative. The Indian Army has plans to deploy the Stryker armored combat vehicles near the India-China border, or the LAC. As the advancement of defense cooperation is a top priority for both US and India against common foe China, the long-pending agreement for 99 GE F414 jet engines, which are intended to power India's LCA Tejas Mk2, can feature in the talks. However, persistent delays in the delivery of GE F404 engines have already delayed the Tejas Mk1A program. The indigenous fighter jets are crucial to India's defense modernization efforts. To accelerate the delivery of these engines, India's state-owned HAL is set to meet US as well as GE Aerospace officials in the coming weeks to finalize the agreement by March. This indicates that two potential deals are on the cards for India and US and could feature in talks between Prime Minister Modi and President Trump. But what do you believe? Can India trust the US as a long-term defense and trade partner? Leave a comment with your opinion, hit the like button and subscribe to Inconnect News.